What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. Pretty much what's been going on with Madden over the last couple weeks, we've been seeing a lot of changes that are very, very unusual based on the fact that they usually tune the game, probably like once a week. You'll get that weird download of the roster or whatever, and it's like, all right, now this doesn't work, this doesn't work. Pretty much what we've been doing over on Twitch. Shout out to everybody that subscribed to GmiasWorld Gaming right here on YouTube. Taking advantage of those full-length gameplays. You guys get to see all the stuff that we experiment with. We've been trying to see exactly what they did with the tuning. So if you're watching this video, you're probably somebody that's experienced a guy that's come out with 4 one-step aheads like I did the other day as a bot. He audibles down from 335 normal to 335 wide. I explained to you guys how to do that. It's the meta defense. Everyone is running it. That's pretty much what you're going to see most of when you play Madden 21. You're also going to see a lot of trips tight end. All right, and for the most part, a lot of guys don't really know how to run it, but they know that if you motion a guy over and he's on a slant, it'll turn to the slant the other way and the guy will be open. It's a lot of weird stuff that's been going on. But I want to take you down the path of understanding what is making me go insane with this video game, right? So we're going to be raid selling Josh Allen soon. Don't worry about him. That dude sucks. But let's get down to what we experimented with throughout the day. Right now, with the way the abilities are set up, there's a lot of things that are different, right? They are like what I'm going to be doing right now. This is currently what I'm going to be trying. So this is like giving you guys a little bit more insight to what we're currently doing, but I'm going to explain to you guys the things, pretty much a lot of the things that are not working anymore that you may, see and you're probably trying to figure out like, yo, why isn't this working? It was working yesterday. Like, what is this? What's going on? Why doesn't inside stuff do anything? There's a lot of weird stuff that's happening. We're going to have to go ahead and try to dissect it together, and I think we'll be able to successfully do that, but we're going to have to work together to get through it. So just to give you like some insight, you'll see we have one step ahead, we have a pick artist, we have another one step ahead, we have that's an unpredictable, and then we have another one step ahead. So right now, 3 one step aheads, we have a pick artist, and then we have an unpredictable. All right, that's pretty much what we're running right now, but that's also an experiment. What I'm going to explain to you guys is the next thing. I was getting a lot of questions. Number one, if you ask the question, I do my best, with getting a review from my staff and stuff like that about certain questions that are asked. Obviously, if you keep asking it, it won't be answered. Don't do that type of thing. But if it's something that's specific to you that you're very concerned with, these guys that these women and men that review the comments on the channel, they're able to see like, this person might really have an issue. And shout out to a lot of you guys that are part of the community that come out and answer it even before I get to it. But one of the major things that I was getting asked about is the mid-zone factor, right? Gmia, is mid-zone still working? Is it worth it for me to put mid-zone on my players? Now, I don't know what happened, but I think once EA realized that mid-zone was lighting up no matter where on the field, they nerfed it, right? So I'm looking at a zone archetype safety to kind of give you guys some insight into it. It's 1 AP. It's a 1 AP ability. So theoretically, you kind of think about it and you think about EA's shenanigans, and it's like, would a 1 AP ability actually work? Like sort of like the unpredictable that I have right now. Does it work? Doesn't it? It may not be as consistent as you would like, but at the end of the day, we all thought in our mind that because it was lighting up everywhere, that it was actually working. So guess what? EA realized that was going on, and they immediately patched it, because now your mid zones are going to get dotted all the time. They don't play any weight. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You can have 16 mid zones. Your mom's out there. Look, dude, you're getting dotted. They find ways to take away what works, because what I think they're doing is they don't want anything to really be too overpowered, right? They don't want it to be like where a guy goes on Reddit like, yo, I played a guy that, did this, did that. Like, when I was playing Madden, like, 18, 17, 19, and I could blitz everybody, I was all over Reddit. They're like, yo, this guy was sending everybody, I was getting sacked. So what happens is EA Sports looks at Reddit more than they look at the development of the game, and they're focused on making sure that they don't get that type of display. Because Reddit is goated, bruh. Like, things go out there and people are all over the place, and it's like, yo. So everything that goes on, pretty much there's a Reddit post about it. So with that being said, people get the word back, and then they realize like, okay, number one, it's a 1 AP ability. So why are we letting it work like that? Number 2, why is anything working in the game? Let's fix that. Number 3, we don't care, so let's just make it not work at all. I don't know if that's the real process, but that's how I process it in my mind to kind of understand what's going on with them. But that's neither here nor there. I just want to point out to you guys, mid-zone does not do the things that it was doing prior. Just so everybody understands, that's why I just let them play. I don't even care what they're doing. I know they're gonna get beat deep. I accept that. I love it. It actually turns me on excessively. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it probably doesn't turn you on, and you probably broke a couple things around your house. And that's why I'm trying to prevent that. It's not just you that's going through it. There's no science behind the game. Pretty much, you run 3-3-5 normal, you audible down to wide, put your controller down, run around your house butt naked, and that's it. That's pretty much what you do in Madden 21. It's disgusting to see, but that's what goes on. So mid-zone KO is no longer what we thought it was. Now, if you have zone corners that get deep in zone KO or deep out zone KO, why do I have this and it's still owned? Give me my refund back. If you still have those abilities, you can go ahead and use it on your corners. If you have the zone concept and you're getting it for 2. With the man-to-man archetype, you see how they split up deep in and deep out? It's really so weird because you get the deep, the man version of it. I don't know if he unlocks it. He doesn't unlock it. But the deep route KO, which was working for a little bit, that's also been fine-tuned as well. And now you just get burnt deep for 6. It's exciting. It's really exciting to see what EA Sports does because it's like, what will they do next? What is going to be the next thing that they're going to do to make sure that the game just doesn't work? And we have to keep going with it. And it's very, very exciting, to be honest, because you just never, it's like a box of chocolates with Forrest Gump. You never know what you're gonna get, and it's really out of control. But shout out to EA Sports for using their imagination like SpongeBob and making our lives living hells. Now, look, just so you guys understand that, some of you guys were asking, why is deep route KO one thing, but they separate the zone with the deep in and the deep out? Very, very simple answer to that. They don't care. So what you need to understand is this. If somebody comes out and they run a streak, if you're deep out, you're going to defend that because it's outside. It's the outside the numbers. Inside the numbers, if they run a post and you have deep in, he'll follow them sort of like one step ahead. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about inside the numbers, outside the numbers. It's supposed to be like real football, but it really isn't. It's just weird. But I would tell you this much. If you have zone concept corners and you wanted to try it out, the deep out usually works pretty well. Just if you wanted to try it out. I don't know if it'll work by the time you use it, but they'll stay with the guy for a certain amount of time, especially if you press. Guys that are good with that is like the Richard Sherman, 98 speed, big guy, 6'3", stuff like that. If you wanted to try it out with him, it might work out for you successfully if that's something that you wanted to do. But I just wanted to touch base on that before we got to like the real meat and potatoes about what I've been experimenting with. So if you were part of the stream, you would know, right? What is that? Edge Threat Elite. For everybody that's purchased that, I don't know if you guys remember. Let me know if you've been playing since Madden 20 at least. What happened was EA Sports got theoretically caught with their pants down last year, and they had to refund, training for abilities that did not work. This year, they're just not acknowledging it. Edge Threat Elite is a useless ability. It's a very, very poorly executed ability in the game. It just makes you annoyed to watch what they do. So let me explain to you what happens. You waste 5 AP, they go out there, they look like they're shedding, and then they get picked up by, the smallest guy on the field. Like, let's say Barry Sanders. Like, Barry Sanders one-on-one will hold this guy up, Khalil Mack, right? Just hold him up with Edge Threat Elite and laugh about it. It's extremely, extremely infuriating. We tried it for a couple games. It just doesn't work. So, we bought it several times. I remember the first time that I got LT, I did try it out then, and it didn't work then, but I thought since with the tuning, maybe they went back and took a look at it, and they tried to see something else, what's going on with it. No, it's still the same exact thing. It doesn't work. So if you wanted to, you can try like Edge Threat Elite with no outsiders to get 5 AP on a power rusher if you wanted to do that. But to be honest with you, it looks and appears that double or nothing may be the only thing that makes sense to use because that's the only thing that EA is telling us the truth about. They let us know, look, you're gonna get nothing 100% of the time, but you might get double. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a play on words, but it protects them. So look, if you come out with double or nothing, you can't argue if you get nothing for the entire game because they told you that. And then sometimes you'll get double. So this is probably the safest and the most realistic thing that EA has done. They pretty much let us know, like, look, this is what it is. This is how this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna tell you outright that you're gonna use AP and it's not gonna work, and you're gonna shut up and like it. And that's pretty much where we are with it. There really isn't anything else going on. I played a couple games where I had double or nothing in Edge Threat, and I got nothing the whole game, even with the Edge Threat. So at right now, where you currently see me with the one step aheads again, I'm just trying to figure out ways to like make my opponent not be able to do whatever they want. And I haven't discovered a way of doing that yet, because the game is very inconsistent and it changes so often. So nobody is really good. It's not like they go like months and then they put out a patch and then you change it. They're tuning this game every week. Something is changing probably every day. They do maintenance, something else happens. It's very, very obvious. You're not gonna get a report about what they're doing, but it's very obvious that things are changing. So, you know what I'm saying? Like they can, for instance, the disengage blitz, they never really patched that in an official title update. They just tuned the game and tuned it until it didn't work anymore. They've been able to manipulate and do things within the game without having to go and do full patches. That's what's dangerous about it. And that's why so many of you guys are so angry. But I want you guys to know, you don't need to be angry. You need to share in the love for all of us, because we're all in that same boat. The game is very, very infuriating. And you can't really take advantage of anything that used to work. For instance, you can't come out and run 3-4 and blitz everyone and run around with your linebacker, because linebackers can't jump, because the developers don't believe they have legs. So what happens is, if you play somebody, like I played a couple pro players during weekend league, guys that won club, stuff like that, they'll just hit you with mesh posts. And the guy that's coming across to do the post from the left or the right, when they flip it, your linebacker can't jump to get it, so it doesn't matter. It's going to be a situation where you're going to get dotted because your linebacker cannot jump. So you're forced to run big nickel, 3-3-5 normal, where you can put secondary players in to actually, pick the ball off, because you can't do it with anybody else. So those are things that, make it very, very hard to enjoy the game. It's very, very infuriating to experience it. But I want you guys to know, we're going to keep trying it. I'm going to be experimenting. Like every day, like throughout the weeks, we would try to lab stuff. That's what I do. We lab live on stream. But I'm going to continue to do that, because I think a lot of you guys are getting better at the game through watching me get the brakes beat off me. And that's fine with me, because I don't care about that anymore, because I don't believe this game is competitive at all. It's just something that we do because we love Madden. And it's unfortunate that they've created something where, even though we're saying we love it, we actually hate it at the same time. I never thought it would be like that. But for the last 4 or 5 years, people are teetering on the fact like, Madden's kind of trash. Like, most people say it. You got a lot of NFL players that are getting into Madden now and are just outright saying that it's garbage. It's not a good look, but for the most part, as long as a 1-year-old that has Dookie in his pull-up can play it, that's, I think that's the fan base. Because, if anybody can pick the game up and be good at it, it makes more money for them. And I think that's what's really working here, because a lot of the skill aspect of the game has been removed. So I just wanted you guys to know, stay away from double or nothing unless you want to get nothing a lot. Edge Thread Elite is total trash. And like I said, the thing about it is, when it works, it's going to be beautiful, but it's not working as consistently as it once was. Edge Thread is total garbage. It is what it is. Like I said, but my most recent investigation found that Edge Thread Elite is not elite at all, and it shouldn't be in the game. And they should have to technically refund all of the times that we bought it and tried it over and over again. And that's pretty much it. So, some of the things that you may have noticed that have been changed, it's not you. It's definitely something that's going on within the game. Right now, we're going to be running the one step aheads, and I think we're going to nickel double A gap. And we're going to probably run, probably cover 2, blitz some guys, do some weird stuff, get yourself 2 good strong safeties, and user in the middle. That's pretty much what it's going to be right now. I will keep you guys updated with it, let you know if I'm having success with it and what's going on with that, and we'll pretty much go from there. As far as anyone asking about the GmiasWorld sub tourney that's going to be taking place on February 28th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that is a Twitch sub, silver or better tourney that you guys just want. That I did one last year. You guys enjoyed it. For any information that you may want or need from there, it's been posted all over Twitter. So you guys can go ahead and check that out. If you have any further questions, meet me at one of the Twitch streams when I go live by following me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or Twitch at GmiasWorld, and you'll know when I go live. You come in there and you'll get all the information you need. I want to thank you guys and girls for watching. You guys go ahead and have a great day. Until next time, one love, y'all.